Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video. In this video, I'll be doing an overview of Green Lantern Rayner Rising Compendium trade paperback. As always, I'll be talking about a little bit of the story, the art, and of course, if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the book, the spine, the back, and I'll show you a full spread image of the book, which I don't know why you want to see that, but hey, I'll show you the full spread image. And with the trade paperback, what you see is, well, what you get. Now let's take a look at what's inside. So what is this book about? So the book starts off with Hal Jordan is mourning the death of his city, or Coast City. And so while he's mourning the death of all the people that have died in Coast City, he realizes that he can bring back everyone, but unfortunately does not have enough power. So what Hal Jordan decides to do is, becomes power hungry, and he goes out and seeks more rings to become more powerful and bring back everyone in the city. The story progresses, and one of the Guardians seeks out a new ring holder, aka Kal Rayner, as you can see here. And so this book is mainly of Kal Rayner becoming the Green Lantern. Him going from a regular civilian, young 20-year-old kid, to becoming a Green Lantern. And it's like little stories here and there that teaches him about being a superhero, what it takes to be a superhero, which I'll talk about in a bit more. And that's the gist of this whole entire book. It's, again, just little short stories of him becoming a Green Lantern. With that said, I really, really like this book. It is a fantastic book. It's not great. You know, I'll take that back. It is great. It is fantastic. What I like about this book, though, is seeing him transition or becoming a mature superhero. And I say mature because early on in the book, when he becomes a Green Lantern, well, let me clarify. When he gets a hold of the ring, he is completely confident with himself. He is cocky. He thinks he is the best. He takes a lot of things for granted. He's like, you know what? I don't have to train. I don't do anything. I'm invincible. I can stop anyone. And as you can see here, he goes up against Mongo, and yes, he gets his ass kicked. But he learns a lesson. Hey, man, you got to be humble, but also got to be trained. You got to be disciplined. There's another story where he meets up with the new Teen Titans, and again, he's a bit cocky still, had a lot of ego. Some things happen, but he learns the lesson of has to be a team player. He has to learn how to work with others. And that's what I like about this book, is that this book does exceptionally well, where each little story, it's a lesson for Kal Rayner to learn about himself. It's teaching him a lesson. That's what makes this book so interesting, because, again, little things are like, I'll give you an example. I won't say too much and I'll spoil it, but there's one part of the book where, unfortunately, Kal Rayner loses his girlfriend, and he's upset about it. He still feels so bad what happened to her. He just can't let that go. But one of the lessons he has to learn is that you got to learn from the past, accept it, and move on. Because you cannot let your past hold you back for your future. Little things like that, it's like, damn, that's deep, because that's very relatable. Even for us too as adults in real life. Like, you got to learn from the past, accept it, and move on. You cannot let that hold you back. And so little things like that is why I really, really, really like this book. And just seeing him become a superhero. Seeing Kal Rayner go from an immature young adult to a superhero, aka Green Lantern. And that transition, that growth, that development. That's what to me is fascinating. And that's why I like this book. And this is a great, great book. I really enjoyed it. And this is like in the 90s. And I say this because a lot of the 90s, well, not a lot, but some of the 90s stories I've read, the dialogue is very, very heavy, and so the pacing can be a little slow. This one, not at all. It's very action-packed. Again, the stories, they're short, simple, but it's a lesson for him to learn something new about himself. And that's what makes this book is fantastic, man. I really, really like this book. Now, is Kal Rayner my favorite Green Lantern? No, not at all. He's still a good Lantern. Like, I like him. I would definitely put him in. If I had to choose a Green Lantern, he will definitely be on my team, if that makes sense. But is he my favorite? No, he's not. The pacing is mostly slightly above average. It does slow down, of course, when there's a new story. As we all know, when they're telling a new story, The pacing is a little slower because they gotta build that story, but once you get past that, it definitely raises up to above average. If you like action, especially with like Green Lantern and so forth, you're gonna like this book. The art, the art's good overall. I will admit there was no art piece that made me go, "Holy crap!" Then again, it is the '90s, so I'm so used to like the modern art, but overall the art is good. But again, none of it really stood out to me like, "Damn, this is amazing." But the art's good overall. Paper quality, it is matte, but it's not really matte. It's like a hybrid. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's not really matte. Like some of the colors do pop, and this is a trade paperback, and it's not glossy, nor is it not matte. It's like a hybrid. If that makes sense. Prior knowledge, do you need that? This is where it gets a little yes and no. As I mentioned in the very beginning, the first part of the book is literally Hal Jordan mourning the death of the whole entire city of Coast City. And so I believe that story that leads up to this, or that part of the beginning of the book, is going to be the return of Superman, I think. And so the question may be asking, do you need to have prior knowledge? Yes and no. For me, going into it, not reading anything about it, just started reading it, I was perfectly fine. I did ask some questions like, wait, what happened? What happened to Coast City? Who destroyed the city, etc., etc. But it wasn't anything bad. I wasn't like confused. If anything, I was just more like, wait, so what exactly happened? But I continued reading and I was perfectly fine. So, in a way, it's not needed. Honestly, you don't have to read anything. You can just get this book, just start reading it. Just know that there are going to be some moments they're going to reference other stories that happened prior to this, but it's nothing like you're going to be completely lost. If anything, you're going to be like, okay, something happened. Okay, whatever. So in conclusion, though, what do I give this book? Easily a thumbs up for me. Fantastic book, man. I really like this book. There are some few issues. It's not really issues, but the last story was all the new Teen Titans, and it's like very cosmic. I won't say too much, I don't spoil it, but that part of the story, or the book I should say, it doesn't hold up as everything else. Everything else is running on all cylinders. That last story to me is just kind of, but it's still good, but it's not great. Everything else is great, but that story, if you read it, it's going to be the last one. It just kind of, quality just goes down a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. But apart from that, though, as I mentioned, fantastic book, man. I really enjoyed it. And again, the character development of Kyle Rayner shines through here. And once again, what do I give this book? Easily a thumbs up for me. Definitely get this book. If you are a fan of the Green Lanterns and you want to read more about Kyle Rayner, boom. If you have no idea like me who the heck is Kyle Rayner, well, I know who Kyle Rayner was, but if you don't know anything about him, get this book and you'll be perfectly fine. You'll know and understand who Kyle Rayner is. So, thumbs up for me. Definitely get it. And for those of you wondering what's going to be in the back of the book, nothing. Is just, actually, there's no extras or anything. That's just that. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read this book? Do you plan on reading this book? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Green Lantern, Rayner Rising Compendium trade paperback, and on to the next one.